Hey, Kieran, I wanted to leave you some feedback on SA2. Overall, I think that this is a good analysis. In that, I like the context that you present on political cartoons in general. I think that that's a nice introduction. And I like that you're picking out very clear, right, visual techniques to focus on. And I think that you're doing a good job of unpacking all of those visual techniques, right, pinpointing them out in the image and bringing in examples from the image to support that idea. There are some things here and there that I want you to focus on for revision that I think would make this stronger. So, like I said before, I like where you start us out with this general idea of political cartoons. I would like to see you edit for clearer transitions and informal tone. So you say our media, and the reader isn't really sure what you mean by our and we, right? So, do you mean the United States? Do you mean Western culture? Who exactly do you mean here? So typically in professional writing, you just as you want to avoid second person you, right? You want to avoid this. You also want to avoid first person plural because it's just too informal. It's too close to everyday speech. And academic writing, right, professional writing is not everyday speech. It's far more formal. So the best thing to do is figure out who you exactly mean when you're saying we and our and replace it with a concrete noun like Americans or Western culture or whoever you mean there. Um, yeah, so here's where I like the ideas here, but your repetition of simple sentences all back to back to back to back right here is kind of making the paragraph a little stagnant, right? Meaning that your ideas are good, but I think the sentence quality could be stronger. So I would go back and think about how you could use a blend of compound or complex sentences to add clearer transitions and to liven up your sentences. Like I said, it kind of the ideas are great, but you kind of have this stagnant quality of this simple sentence after simple sentence after simple sentence after simple sentence, right? That kind of yeah, I mean, saying that it's stagnant and a little sluggish is the best way for me to phrase that. Again, I want to reiterate that your ideas aren't wrong. I think it's a great way to start it out, but I think that you can amp up the sophistication of the writing and your voice through the use of different sentence types. So I would go back to the lectures on the different sentence types that we talked about and think about how you can amp up these sentences. And also, like I said before, you definitely want to edit for point of view. Finally, you have this general statement of political cartoons that is close to a thesis, but it's not quite yet a thesis because you don't indicate whether or not the image itself, the one that you're analyzing, is effective, right? So it's kind of like there's this tiny gap in logic. So I think that you need one more sentence here to say something to the effect of, and this cartoon is an example of an effective one. Right? That's like a really bad thesis statement right there. But my point is this: you need one more sentence here, one or two more sentences that connects this idea to the specific cartoon that you're analyzing. So this paragraph right here is the is really where your visual analysis takes place. I can see all the different places where you're talking about the different techniques, but to have all of these in a single paragraph, it's pretty jarring for the reader, right? So this paragraph would actually be better suited. The reader would be able to read it more clearly if you actually broke it down based on all of your key ideas here, right? Because yeah, all of these work together, but this is a very lengthy paragraph, and it bounces around quite a bit. So what I mean is, we're not necessarily talking about color by the end of the paragraph, but this paragraph indicates that that's all we will talk about in this paragraph, which makes it feel disorganized. Um, yeah, and I think I like your discussion of audience. Um, And I like your discussion of your final conclusion here as well. Don't forget, your appendix looks good, except don't forget to include your title at the top of your image. So I think for revision, focus on reorganizing this paragraph, a thesis that connects more clearly to your specific cartoon, and edit for informality and stronger sentences. And I think if you did that, this will be a very effective essay. Okay, thanks, Kieran. Let me know if you have any questions.